Hello. How's everybody doing out there today? Is this thing even working? I don't know. I haven't done one of these in so long. Am I doing it right? I don't know. Oh, well. Just there's been so little real news to go on about in Doctor Who lately that, that's why I didn't bother doing a news video yesterday. One of the cats was feeling a little sniffly and all that, so I was worried about her. But just not a whole lot going on. We don't have any filming news. It's never been confirmed that, that Whittaker's leaving or anything like that. Chances are good that she is because, it is the third year. It's pretty much been the pattern for New Who doctors other than Eccleston that you do your 3 years and you get out. Ugh. Okay, there's some folks coming in. Hello there for all you folks coming in. Yeah, I'm kind of half asleep, which is weird because I had a good, day today, Got to go home early from work and took a good nap. I had a proper bowel movement. And, all those things that make life livable. But, okay, now, normally I'd come on at least once a week and I'd tell you some good news. But the thing is, there's nothing to talk about. It's like... Now, the Ollie Alexander thing is a rumor, and that started with RTD proposing him as is his opinion the best for the new Doctor. So no, I don't consider the Ollie Alexander thing true as yet. The thing is, Tania Miller claims the 14th Doctor has already been cast. So yeah, John Barrowman's giving his opinion if he were the Doctor. Like I said, it's not confirmed. Hey, I'll support anybody who's dumb enough to put on that coat at this point or put on the bow tie or whatever. Because it's just gotten so crazy. You've got people out there setting the bar so high you'll never see it. You need a pole vaulter with rocket skates like the Wile E. Coyote has just to get over. It's gotten ridiculous. I love how, Jodie has never had a defining moment as a Doctor. And I'm like, have you been watching the show? Or it's gotten too political. And I'm like, I love it when people say that to me because I'm like, dude, and you say you've been watching the show. And I got this from a guy who's been watching the show since like it began. And I'm like, you obviously have not absorbed any of the material you've been watching for going on 58 years. If you think Doctor Who just got political, can I buy some pot off you? Because you obviously don't remember the last half a century of your life. It is just ridiculous. All right. Okay, the one weird thing that's happening is, Michelle Gomez is joining the cast of the Doom Patrol as Madame Rouge. Now, I don't know anything about Madame Rouge. Just like I went to watch the reaction videos for like the Agatha reveal on WandaVision, and there's all these people jumping out going, I knew it. Confirmed. I'm like, don't even know why you bothered to make a real reaction compilation video out of this, because it's like everybody knew it was going to happen before it did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because if you haven't watched Doom Patrol is like Guardians of the Galaxy on acid. Okay, it's like if you thought Guardians of the Galaxy was wacky, just wait till you sit on Doom Patrol for a while. Oh my goodness, it is whacked. Okay, it really is whacked. And so this is the perfect show for Michelle Gomez to wind up on, which means I'm really looking forward to seeing her on there. Let me see. They've recast Dodo Chaplet for Big Finish, and I'm like, why? Dodo Chaplet was another one of them companions that was there for like 5 minutes. Had maybe one full serial of airtime, and then she was gone. Shot through the TARDIS like shit through a goose. It literally just went boom. I don't get it. But, then again, they had Sarah Kingdom back on and they managed to create like a whole string of adventures that took place apparently in between the one or two serials she was in there. Where, well, then she got fried by the, what was that thing? The Time Destructor, if I remember right. She got zonked by. And it wasn't pretty. Okay, so what else has been going on? Let me see. Yeah, they're going to end DuckTales, which I've, figured was going to happen because Disney routinely does this where they'll do a series, they'll make all this serious promotion about it, and then maybe it'll run just long enough to make enough episodes to slap it into syndication, then it is gone. It's no surprise, that, they're going to end DuckTales because it's like they just don't care. They don't care how many people like the series. We got enough of these to run for a while. Kill it. Kill the duck. Nah! I don't give a duck. Okay. Also, there's a picture running around of Mandeep Gill and Jodie Whittaker in the skit for this coming Friday's comic relief. And it looks like they're just going to be part of another skit. I don't think it's going to be anything earth-shaking or anything like that. It is comic relief. It's there to, collect more money for charity and help people out and maybe give you a laugh in the process on the air. Yeah. What else did I have? And Gatiss said he's open to coming back, and I'm like, ain't you the one that wrote Sleep No More? I'm not sure if that phone's going to be ringing after that one. Oh, man. Then again, he has written some good stuff. I'm just kidding. So, other than that, like I said, I got nothing. Things from over the seas have been quieter than, a church mouse on Valium. It's just dead silence. Not really hearing anything inside. Nobody's talking, which is never a good thing. All right. Why don't they get members of the public to write an episode? They would get flooded with scripts out the yin yang. But it couldn't be any worse than that Blue Peter contest. Let's design a monster and we'll write an episode based off it. And you wound up with Love and Monsters. I died laughing because somebody tried to make a thing making fun of Chibnall, where he was in charge of Torchwood, during the one season. And he's going on about the creature from the second episode, shall we say the orgasm creature, we'll call it. And they said this was the writer's room in Torchwood in 2006. I put up a picture of the Absorbaloff and I go, the writer's room in Doctor Who in 2006. So it's not exactly a great year, to be throwing stones at, head writers about, because in that same year you had Love and Monsters, Fear Her back to back. Oh, man. Fear Her. It's the evil little kid. Her drawings become reality. Let's make something that sounds like a really shit Stephen King novel. Ugh. So I'm not sure. I know they do take submissions, but I can't remember how that's done. It's been a long time since I bothered to look that up. I know Big Finish, well, every now and then they've done some scripts from people who've submitted them. So you may want to look into that if that's what you're looking for. I have not had a chance to watch It's a Sin yet. I heard it's a blast, and one of these days I'm just going to have to get a copy of it somehow and give it a watch. I heard about the recreation of that one episode of Doctor Who, and like I said, that's got me curious on its own. Plus, RTD is a great writer. I got to give him that. Have not heard from that poor, sad little man in a long time, and I hope never to hear from him again. But like internet herpes, sooner or later, he'll come back up. Like a blister on your, A blister on your ho-ho, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, there's just not much to talk about Doctor Who Wise out there right now. It's kind of like a dead zone right now. I know they're trying to keep as much quiet as they possibly can. A lot of the filming that I have heard is going on mainly interior now, which means they're either trying to keep a secret or they're trying to save money, because they got to film under COVID guidelines. And a lot of people don't understand just how taxing that can be and why that you can't make a full 10 episodes in the regular amount of time over that, because you got a lot of stuff, going on right now. You got to have every single person that's on there has got to be randomly tested for the coronavirus like several times a day, which means you got somebody, having to shove a swab in you, constantly, at least 3 to 5 times probably a day. Plus, you can only do scenes with certain amount of people in shot together for so many minutes a day or something like that. And then you got to cut it. Let's see what else we got going on. Like I said, that was about all I had. That's why I was like, I could do an official news video, or I can just sit here and say, hey, what's everybody up to? Because, frankly, I got a whole lot of nothing. Exactly. Here's the thing. And here's another thing that they're not telling you on other channels. If Doctor Who is a dying, dismal failure, why'd they even bother to film 8 episodes? Why are they going through all the trouble? They could take another year off and it's no loss. You see what I mean? Why go through all this to bring another season when if it's dying, it's gone, it's out of there, it's over? I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, I still got a gut feeling they're going to string it along till the 60th anniversary. Exactly. If they didn't care and the show's such a dismal failure, why are they going through all this trouble? Hello there. Yeah, from New Hampshire. Also, that's right. Another rumor that's been flying around, and I haven't been able to find this on any official page, is there someone was going around on Twitter saying that they're canceling the Doctor Who range, or that Funko Pops is letting the lease or the thing go, the license. Yet, right here in my hot little hands today, the Doctors are landing soon on the Funko Pop Blitz mobile game. And this is over on Doctor Who, DoctorWho.tv. The 13th Doctor, 12th Doctor, 11th Doctor, and 10th Doctor, and 9th Doctor are landing in the mobile game Funko Pop Blitz, and the TARDIS is scattered across the Funko Pop Blitz game boards, and the Doctors need your help to collect it so they can go back to exploring the universe, yada, yada, yada. And right here, they got a picture of all the modern Doctor Funko Pops. Yet, you've got somebody on Twitter saying they're canceling the line. It's like, if they're canceling the line, why are they rolling them out on this video game for the iPad stuff? See, it don't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's like, if you're canceling the whole Doctor Who line and you're letting the license go, why are you rolling them out in a new game to promote them? See what I mean? So I don't know where this rumor started. I don't know how it began. Like I said, I've seen nothing official on it saying that Funko is dropping them. Hell, I've got a few of those myself running around here, the Funko Pops for Doctor Who. I think you can just barely see. There's Tom Baker standing right there. And then, and then like somewhere down here is Davros and all that. And and all the way up at the top there, you can see my 2 Jodies. And if you look really close, there's the Funko Pop TARDIS. And you see that little face sticking out of the open door? That's the War Doctor. That's the War Doctor one. See, I got a few. I don't have a major league fascination with them. It's just it was Doctor Who and they were cute, so I grabbed them. Like I said, I got him. Like I said, here's one that'll freak your kids out. Hang on. This one's got a little dust on it check it out. Stephen King. Dun dun dun. This man takes a shit and he gets a call from a major motion picture studio wanting to make a movie out of it. I'm not kidding. All the guy has to do is eat a can of alphabet soup, take a dump, and next thing you know, they're wanting to franchise it. I'm not kidding. Literally just about every book he's written in the last 2 decades now, from what I've been reading, is being commissioned for a TV movie or a motion picture script. But you gotta love it. If you're a fan of Stephen King, you know what I'm talking about. Man's an incredible writer. We once had to have, I think we went and we wrote a complaint to the dean when I was back in college, which was many decades ago in the 20th century. Because our one of our big English guys kept denouncing Stephen King and said he'd never acknowledge him as a novelist. And I'm like, we're like, dude, what? That guy has written more eloquent shit than your PhD ass ever will in your, he's written more eloquent shit in the first 5 years of his career than you will in the next 100 if you live that long. We basically told. And he didn't like that too much. And then we had to go to the dean and file a complaint on him. Back when you could do shit like that, the King's turds. Dump of the King. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, my throat was drying out a little bit there. So, all I know is this. Like I said, we got Michelle Gomez going over the Doom Patrol. You got the doctors are coming out on the Funko Pop game, yet they're supposedly canceling the Doctor Who Funko Pop line. You see, it just don't make any sense. Doubt if there'll be a Christmas special. Chibnall ain't done one yet, and I highly doubt he's going to start doing one now. Chances are what they'll do is they'll film a New Year's special along with what they're filming now. If there's going to be a regeneration scene, it'll be then. Doctor Who episode Inferno was a nice touch on parallel universes. It kind of reminded me of like Mirror Mirror from Star Trek. Except, the Brigadier didn't have a beard. Instead he had the one eye patch, and would have been funny if ironic, Liz Shaw had the goatee. But, oh, well, man, she looked mighty erotic in them boots. Okay. Well, I can't remember how that all went down. I've read that in a book somewhere, but what happened with Caroline John? Great. Now I can't remember which one it was. I'm not sure if it was Doctor Who and Me by Barry Letts or but like I said, I can't remember if it was her that had the big thing about the way her character was being run, or I think it was pretty much decided she was a goner. I can't remember which one that is. I'd have to look it up. It's been a few years since I read about what went down with Caroline John. I do remember what went down with Mary Tam. She basically signed on to be a certain type of character. That was it. She was not rehired. You're right. I had to been, it must have been Doctor Who and Me. I read that in then. All right, thank you. Been a few years since I listened to that book, and I used to have it on audio. Like I said, I know Mary Tam left because she got tired. Her character was being written basically as the average screaming companion. And she got tired of that, so she decided to leave. There was no pregnancy. That whole thing was made up, and it was an entire rumor just to sweep it under the rug. She said she would have happily filmed a regeneration scene, but they never called her back to do one. The ratings are way better than these guys are telling you, because I agree with you there. They've been telling you these stories about declining ratings and shit like that, and I'm like, Series 10, they took a year off between Series 9 and Series 10, came back, did 5.5 million viewers. They took a year off between Series 11 and Series 12, came back, did 5.46 million viewers, which means that's got to tell you that there's still a base audience, no matter how long the period of wait, of around 5.5 million viewers. So, it was 2016, if I remember correctly, was the year off. And the story I was told, and this is from a friend of mine who talked to some people, who know people, they wanted to focus on Sherlock that year. So they gave Doctor Who a year off and effed Capaldi. They really did. Also, people have been telling stories about how it had something to do with Capaldi's knee injury or anything like that. It didn't. It was BBC politics as usual. See, a lot of people seem to assume that the reason why you have delays and all that, it's based off the showrunner. It's not. All that stuff is handled in the upper office. And they don't care. If it saves them a few million quid, well, we can funnel this into Mrs. Brown's Boys next special. Piss off. It's like, geez. I don't think so. I think folks are getting over that. Now, like I said, I don't like to tell people what's canon and what isn't, because canon to me is whatever you want to believe, okay? Oh, yeah, I know. I've seen quite a few of those images for when she was in Venus and a few other pictures. That's why I died laughing, because I had a friend of mine who was making a big fit about the fact that there was a leaked picture of Jodie Whittaker taken on her phone and she was nude. And I'm like, she's done how many movies where she's appeared nude? What's the big deal? Well, that means she can't be a proper ambassador of the show. She's doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, then that means Matt Smith isn't one either, because he was also caught in one of those cloud acts when his girlfriend's photos popped up of him naked. But you see what I mean? It's like they don't like it when you hit them with deductive reasoning. But no, the BBC promotionally and financially wanted to focus on Sherlock that year. So they took a year off for Doctor Who, diverted the money into other things, including Sherlock. That's the story I was told. And given the fact you had that one thing come out that year, I can believe it. I stopped watching Sherlock after like Series 2, because when I found out they were doing that stupid Mind Palace episode special or whatever, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't stand episodes that take place in dreams and shit like that, because it's like, how does that really affect the main plot if it was all a dream or a nightmare? It's like, why don't you just wake up, and like, Moriarty's in the shower and do the whole Dallas thing, while you're at it, They could, but the technology is quite tricky. There are ways they can do it. I've seen ways demonstrated where you take a younger actor, they slap on a green hood, and boom, you digitally edit a DH face in there. Matter of fact, how many here watched the last episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian? Mark Hamill appeared as his younger self less than a couple of years after Return of the Jedi. That's when Mandalorian takes place, like 3 to 5 years after Return of the Jedi. And he appeared as young Luke Skywalker, or, well, somewhat aged Luke Skywalker at that point, where he picks up Grogu and he walks off. Sorry if I just spoiled it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Go watch it. Because to me, The Mandalorian really set the bar high for Star Wars. The storytelling in it is fantastic. Yeah, I highly doubt Sherlock will return either. You know, Martin Freeman's got his own career. You know, Benedict Cumberbatch is tied up with, Marvel, and he's making that big fat mad Marvel money now. You know, I'm shocked he even bothered doing a show for the BBC after he did the first Doctor Strange movie, because that's mad cash there. Matt Smith was hoping to score that mad cash, and there's rumors going around he's going to appear as Morbius or whatever, something like that, in the next Doctor Strange movie. I'll believe it when I see it. He was supposed to be this big end all be all thing in, Terminator Genesis, and that turned out to be a flying piece of shit. It really did. It was, oh, goodness gracious. And a lot of people made fun of Salvation. I'm like, go watch Genesis. Salvation was a damn good movie. Genesis was oh gosh. Ugh. It was like it was like a Time Lord nightmare, with all the confused timelines going on. I really tried watching that last Terminator movie. I can't remember the name of it, but that last one where they actually had Linda Hamilton come back and they had Arnie come back, and shit, it'll hit me in a half hour what the name of it was. It was terrible. In the first 5 minutes of the movie, they completely screwed it up. I'm like, it's bad enough this timeline's been boned over enough times it's not even funny. No wonder Sarah Connor's going to wind up back in an insane asylum, because I couldn't even figure out what was going on. You know what the sad part is, Alistair? Terminator Salvation was actually a hit. And there were 2 more movies scheduled. Yeah, Dark Fate, thank you. There were 2 more movies by that production company scheduled to come out after Salvation. But something happened where the movie company ran itself into bankruptcy. So despite the fact Salvation was a hit, and it was very popular with audiences, somebody screwed up in the money department. So that's why you didn't get the rest of that chain on those movies. They were all going to take place in the future war. That's what I loved about Salvation. There was no real time travel, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey shit. It was all set in the future war. And also the way they digitally lifted Schwarzenegger out of the 84 movie to have him appear as the T-800 in the future. Flawless. Really flawlessly done. Ugh. Yeah, Dark Fate was horrible. I didn't make it to the first half hour. I was like, my God, this is shit. It's like, why do they even bother to keep trying to make these movies? I halfway expect there to be one where they got to try to save Mr. Rogers. It's like, ooh, no one. Like I said, you have your opinion. I have mine. I just didn't like it. I walked out of it almost as fast as I walked out of Twilight. Okay. Oh, man. And I freely admit I did not pay to see Twilight. That was back during my theater hopping days. If I had, I'd have demanded my money back. Oh, Knight Rider 2000. Oh, God, that was fucking horrible. Oh, man. Yeah, I liked him as John Connor. A lot of people went off on that whole thing that happened on that set, and it's like he was having a bad day like anybody else has. And he lost his temper. It happens to everyone. I loved him as Batman also. So I agree with you there, yeah. I liked Christian Bale as John Connor. I thought he did a good job. What were we talking about? Oh, that's right, the lack of Doctor Who news. Favorite TV show out right now? I watch a lot of different things. Because I'm watching The Flash right now, Black Lightning. I still watch the NCISs. I miss Abby. let's see what else I've been watching these days. I get a laugh out of the Curse of Oak Island. Anybody else? They have found some interesting shit, but they've never found any treasure yet. I have found it intriguing. They did find a stone road running through the swamp, which was completely unexpected, and they have no idea how exactly when that road was made. But I'm gonna die laughing when they find out that the treasure was already gone for anyone found anything. Because that's my theory on it. Nope, I've not seen Raised by Wolves. But the name went off as a favorite. Oh, man. Because I don't watch, like I said, I watch a lot of different things, but, not at once. It's like, yeah, Skinwalker Ranch was a good documentary. I got a kick out of that. Yeah, I know the story about Harmon's dog, yeah, which is sad because I still miss Abby. Sad her show didn't work out. She got put onto another one, but it bombed. Polly Perrette, that's right. But for a spinoff, NCIS is doing really well. They're like in season 18 now. So Planet of the Apes movies. The sad fact is I gotta hate to mention it, but I've not seen all of them. I watched Rise, which I thought was a nice, well done, remake. I told you a little bit more about how it all began. Plus, if you watch, the TV bits, you actually mentioned Colonel Taylor's mission getting lost and all that. Oh, I got to order a copy yet, to be honest with you. It's just trying to keep money wrapped up right now. Oh, Wendy's or Burger King? Oh, no, I didn't have either today. I had a microwave meal. It was kind of like a beefaroni with cheese deal. I got that from, I know it was Stouffer's, I think. That's what I had today. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate those when you can get them. Any little bit helps. I am thinking about starting a Patreon account. I keep saying I'm going to, and one of these days I might just do it over shutdown this year because I don't like getting involved in stuff like that while I'm at work and shit like that. There's a good, strong possibility Jodie's leaving. You got to remember, this is her third year, and it's the third year, the Troughton rule of 3, and that's who it began with, was Patrick Troughton. Because, he said he didn't want to be typecast. He left after 3 years. He told Davison to hang around for 3 years. Davison told Tennant, who would later become his, stepson or whatever, son-in-law, not to do it for more than 3 years. I'd love to see Jodie hang around for another year because, she had a reduced number of episodes per season. So, you're trying to figure out what to get for dinner. I don't know. I generally prefer Wendy's. But at the same time, I like Burger King's fries. And I don't get a whole lot of fast food anymore. Been trying to avoid it. I'm going to try to watch the Justice League remake when I get a chance. Because they wanted to. I think the only reason Baker left after 7 is because he literally just got, he was, let's just say he wasn't having a good battle with the bottle. And he was becoming rather disagreeable on set. And he was getting more and more cranky. At least that's the story I heard. Matter of fact, him and Louise Jameson didn't talk for quite a while. Because if I remember the story right, when Sarah Jane Smith, Liz Sladen left, he wanted the Doctor to travel solo for a while. And the studio said, no, I can't do it. We want to have somebody there to help bring, a bunch of middle-aged, horny old guys in. And that's, Lee's Jameson Boom. So they not only brought her in, they brought her in as, Leela. And that's a character I really love because, even though she was from a primitive planet, she was intelligent. She just needed the proper education. And boom, she really grew over the years, especially on Big Finish. But yeah, that's why he was getting cranky. I think he was getting tired of it, and that's why he decided to leave after 7 years. Pertwee stayed on for 5, and the only reason Pertwee left... Wait a minute. The chat went out for a second. There it goes. The reason why Pertwee left is because, if I remember the story correctly, it had a lot to do with the death of Roger Delgado. Because Roger Delgado died in that tragic car accident. I believe it was in Turkey. And it really disheartened him, and he really didn't have the heart to go on, without Delgado there as the master. And that's why, he decided he wanted to leave. And also, I think some other folks left at the same time. So, I think that may have been when Barry Letts left the show also, wasn't it? Like I said, I got to run my I got a copy of Key to Time and all that. I got to run through it again. But that was one of the primary reasons that Pertwee decided to leave after 5 years. It should go pretty well because Leela's character has come so far in Big Finish. It depends on what era of Leela they do. Because Leela stayed on Gallifrey, and they picked up on that in the Big Finish Gallifrey series. I'm not sure if Katie left because of his passing or she was just moving on to something else. I've never asked her that, why she decided to leave. May have to one of these days. Just when you're talking to Katie, though, just get ready for a firestorm. I'm not kidding. She's a force of nature all her own. I'm not kidding. No matter how dark, depressed, sad, or even down you are, 5 minutes with Katie Manning and you're giggling. I'm not kidding. It's just, I had the pleasure of talking to her in a couple of the casts I've done with Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. By the way, they now have a YouTube channel. Go look for it. And it was a couple of the most, probably the happiest podcasts I've ever done. Because it was just such an amazing time. She's just so fun. She's just so, full of life. I have met her. It was at Chicago TARDIS. Matter of fact, I got the picture up there with my wife and her and Richard Franklin. And it was, the year before COVID hit. And like I said, she is just so amazing. She has to hug everyone. Literally. You don't get away without a hug, okay? She just loves all her fans to death. Also, if you're not, follow her on Twitter. I'm not kidding. She is just a breath of fresh air every day. Even when I'm really down because I'm going into work, it's like, how you feel when it's like a Monday morning. You're getting ready to walk into work and you're going to be trapped in that mind slave pen for 8 hours of your life. You know how that feels. I usually go on to Twitter and see if Katie's already tweeting. Because that always freshens me right up. Always, makes me feel a lot better. I'm not kidding. She'll talk your ear off. She kind of reminded me of Summer Glau in a way. Summer Glau was really like that. She loved all her fans. She really loved talking to you. Same thing with like I said, there's been a lot of celebrities I met who are incredible. They just really appreciate their fans. And you haven't missed much other than, Michelle Gomez is going to Doom Patrol. Funko Pop's going to have the Doctor Who Funkos in a game. Oh, yeah, Mark Gatiss is open to coming back to write a script. Which can be good or bad. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to knock on the Gator. The Gatiss man. The Gatekeeper. The Gate Master. The Gate Meister. The Gate... Hell, yeah. See, a name like that, I can go on for days. And also, I'm recommending people to follow on Twitter. There just hasn't been a whole lot of news. They've been filming mainly, interiors and stuff like that right now because they can control the environment. Then they basically sequester the entire crew for the whole time they're shooting. There's no going home and shit afterwards. You get a room with a couple of bunks. It's like you're at camp. Or they stick you in a hotel like they do for jury duty. I can't remember how it goes for sure, but this way they try to keep, any, contagions from getting in. Yeah, like I said, he didn't write all bad stuff. I just pick on him for Sleep No More. I that's one I just didn't get. I know, folks, I got to start coming on more often, but like I said, it's just, we've got a lot going on right now. Lady Gallifrey's father passed away a few weeks ago, and I should know because he's in an urn on my mantle. No joke, he is. Yeah, like I said, I just pick on him, like I said, because I did like The Idiot's Lantern. I think that's a good one, too. Also, the only reason I came home early today was because I was really worried about our cat, Sophie. She's going on 11 years old. She was acting a little funny this morning. Wouldn't come out and all that. And I'm like, I'm at work. I'm worried to death. So the boss walks up and goes, "Hey, we got extra people. You want to go home today?" And I'm like, normally I'd have to say no because I need the money, but I'm like, no, I'm out of here. I got to go. Because sure enough, I come in, I walk through the door. There's Oreo, the 5-year-old. He's like, his usual springy self. And I look over, there's Sophie sitting there like, how's it hanging? Like, and she's been up and around all day today. She's been eating and everything. So I'm like, turns out I was worrying over nothing. No, I don't like Love and Monsters. I hate Love and Monsters. To me is right there at the bottom of the pile. That's why I die laughing when they say Series 11 was so bad. I'm like, there was nothing in Series 11 that was Love and Monsters bad. Okay, Love and Monsters to me pretty much is the framework for the lowest episode rated of the entire modern series. In my opinion, that's me, okay? And you want me to really scare all of y'all? Because for you people who are new and haven't heard this yet, Elton was originally going to be one of the children of time and Stolen Earth and Way called Journey's End. No shit. They cut the idea at the last minute. Well, I liked... In the Forest of the Shite, I agree with you on. Okay, I really do. To me, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they wrote that episode. It's like the trees magically grew to protect us all. And we're running with a bunch of kids through the middle of London, and suddenly millions of people aren't out freaking out. Are you kidding? They can't even keep all the Londoners in during the COVID crisis. Yet a bunch of trees grow up and you think they're all going to huddle in their apartments? Ugh. Oh, that's right. Yeah, tomorrow is St. Patty's Day, ain't it? It doesn't affect me any. It's going to be funny how many people call off after tomorrow. They go out and get too hungover to come into work. Yeah, the Saranga Conundrum, like I said, I liked it for what it was. It was just a simple, it wasn't one of the greatest stories of Doctor Who, but it wasn't no Horns of the Nymon either. Or even worse, get ready, here's one that I still watch as a guilty pleasure. Nightmare of Eden. Oh, man. Oh, no, I'm sinking. I'm having flashbacks to, dare I say it? Time Lash. Oh, God. The one Doctor Who story that was written by an ambulance driver. Oh. Oh, man, where you have that one scene where, oh, God. That one scene where you have Perry tied up, and here comes one of the Morlocks looking like a giant phallus. And it even had foreskin. Oh, I'm going to get banned off YouTube for that one. Yeah, that was the one good part about Time Lash. Was when they knocked down the wall and there was that picture of, the Pertwee there. Other than that, it was total shit. All right, how many here have a race you want to see come back while we're at it? Because I figure we'll give this another 15 minutes or so. Because there's a lot of the good races that only got a one-off. We've seen the Ice Warriors come back now. We've seen the Great Intelligence come back now. And, things like that. I'd like to see the damn Draconians come back. And that's what I was hoping for when they made that, oh, God, the Rings of A-Hole 10. That's what I was hoping that creature was in that tomb. Hell yeah. Oh, look, it's the Vigil. They're mean, they're evil, they're bad. They were on screen for 5 minutes. But we got the kids singing. Now, if you ever get a chance, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Listen to a Big Finish audio called Feast of Axos. That was a good one. With Sixth Doctor and somebody screws up and the Axons almost come back. That was a really good story. The Feast of Axos. Yeah, I'd love to see the Axons come back because who's to say that one ship was all there was of Axos' race? Or matter of fact, wouldn't it be funny as hell? Speaking of the Ogrons. Yeah, he did technically appear, and so did Rassilon in his younger self. Wouldn't it be funny if it turns out that we have a Doctor Who episode set in America, and it turns out like the whole Sasquatch thing was based off a band of Ogrons that escaped the Daleks? Wouldn't that be some shit? That's what I always pictured. Turns out Bigfoot was actually a way called an Ogron. Someone write that up, but I want a trademark on it. Okay, no. And they completely boned up the Zygons. I'm sorry that I watched Terror of the Zygons and I watched all the episodes that followed with them, and I'm like, oh God. I haven't listened to the Big Finish, thing with Dracula yet. Or that BBC Dracula. I said, I know I watched 2 episodes of the TV one. I don't think I ever got around to watching the last one. It's just I heard something really bad happens in the last chapter, and I was like, I didn't have to hear. Oh yeah, the Autons have been back several times though. I mean, there's a lot of good enemies though that have only appeared once, and I'd really like to see them come back again. We know the Sontarans are coming back in Series 13. They've been seen. Why am I in for a surprise? Okay. I don't know. Like I said, the thing that made the Zygons ingenious as hell. Oh, the Raston warrior robot's what you're talking about. No relation to Rassilon. It was the Raston warrior robot. I'd love to see a modern, redone version of those. The guy in the skinny, in the tight suit, just kind of freaks me out. Also, it was a reuse of the one android suit that they used in what do you call it? Earthshock. Now you see the macro with today's technology, especially with how far CGI has come. That would be pretty interesting. Also explain why the macro. Plus, you had the 8 legs. Say look, things didn't go so well. Shit's still going down because the 8 legs did make a reappearance in the 8th Doctor Adventures. Or the meddling monk. Yeah, he's been back in Big Finish quite a bit. I have no idea. To me, one of the reasons why I really can't get into Day of the Doctor was they went out of their way to completely disenfranchise people who were there from the beginning. It was the perfect opportunity for a return of Susan. Perfect opportunity for a return of Ian Chesterton. Because he was alive and he was more than willing to do it. He even did that bit appearance. And so did Carol Ann Ford in A Journey in Space and Time, which was a great movie, by the way. But no, they couldn't have him back on the main show. And I think it's because they're avoiding that subject like the plague. And the sad part is Russell T. Davies touched on it a couple times. Oh, God, yeah. Krasko was the only disappointing thing about Rosa. I really never thought... Hang on. Sorry, allergies are kicking up. They're turning over all the fields in the area. Getting them ready for planting. That's when everything smells like dung. Yeah, Krasko was the only disappointing thing about Rosa for me. As a villain, he was weak. Like I said, if I was writing it, I would have written it so that Krasko could not kill Rosa Parks. He could manipulate her around because if he actually killed her, it would cause like a time quake or something like that that would wipe out his entire timeline. So that's why he had to be more careful. But since the companions and the Doctor are not from that timeline, he can do whatever the hell he wants to them. And that's how I would have written it. That would have took the gloves off right there. But yeah, that was in Rings of A-Hole 10, which I didn't like. Other than, it was a great speech, but that was about it. Come on, we're flying around on a rocket sled like we're out of the Flash Gordon movie, but we're in space. Also, now that big, huge gas creature that apparently that was there is gone, what's going to keep those rings in orbit? What's going to keep heating them? See what I mean? That's the first thing I thought of when I saw the rocket sled in that episode. Flash. It's like, where's, why didn't have Voltan flying along with him just to complete the scene? That's another thing you can pick up on, the Death Zone. The Death Zone's, well, that would be interesting if somehow the Death Zone of Gallifrey wasn't affected by that particle, whatever the hell it was, and it's still active. That would be a freaky deaky thing right there. Worst Torchwood story? Oh, hang on a minute. Give me a minute. I hate to say it, but it was the one that ranks towards the top was either the one by Chibnall, Cyberwoman was bad. That one I will not argue with anybody on. Cyberwoman was a joke. Same thing with the orgasm monster. That was just stupid. Yeah, the worst by far for the entire series was, of course, Miracle Day. Miracle Day was horrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I got a brilliant idea. Let's make a pedophile into a martyr to save the human race. Oh, but what? And all of Earth is immortal now because somebody fired Jack's blood into that colossal negative space vagina that runs to the center of the planet. What? Miracle Day was horrible. It was like they took a 5-episode script and tried to stretch it across 10 episodes. And even then, the ending and the middle were completely weak. It really was. It was terrible. I think what they tried to say was, Children of Earth was fantastic. That was beautiful work. I think what they were trying to say was when this was all going on, during Children of Earth and Miracle Day and all that, that's when the Tennant was off on his farewell tour, so to speak. Well, in a way, the Dream Lord kind of was, because he was the subconscious fears and darkness of the Doctor, played brilliantly by Toby Jones. Yep, I like Series 2 of Torchwood as a whole. Like I said, a lot of great stuff happened in there. Like I said, Cyberwoman's just the one I can't stomach. It just was a gore fest. Oh, there was a lot of that in Torchwood. A lot of Vodio Dodo going on, as they'd say, at Laverne and Shirley. So, okay, just to recap. Don't pick on K9 and Company. I never dissed the Liz. Class, on the other hand, like I said, I'll agree with you. It started off with so much promise. Then after, I think, the 3rd episode, which was Night Visiting, it just shot right downhill. Right down to that very last episode where, who was the young black girl who was the computer hacker again? Suddenly she walks up to Quill. We're about to fight all these guys, and then Quill gives her literally a less than 5-minute combat lesson, and then she's holding her own against these Dark Ones or whatever they are. Liz Sladen, don't diss the Liz. William Sadler, we interviewed him on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Go check it out. And he was an absolute incredible interview. Here's a guy who's been in like a billion things. No, it had nothing to do with Quill. It's just when I saw that scene, I was sitting here thinking, right here was a chance where you could have had a relationship develop between these two characters across the season, where she realizes what's going on and Quill starts to take her under her wing, say, and train her to do combat. And that's how I would have written it. That way, by the time the final combat comes, okay, now I can understand how she's standing there holding her own. But giving her like 2 combat moves and then saying, okay, go out there and kick ass, and she's holding her own against the Shadowkin, I'm like, no. That's like me watching a Bruce Lee film and going out and doing flying sidekicks and ninja shit. It's not going to happen. It's yeah, it's about time for me to log out. To quickly recap, the only thing we had going on this week, Michelle Gomez is going over to Doom Patrol. The Dr. Funko Pops are joining the Funko Pop Blast game. Links to this stuff will be in the description box when this thing's done recording, okay? So if you come back to this video later, you'll find links for it. Mark Gatiss said he's open to coming back. They've hired a new Dodo chaplet for Big Finish. And other than also, yeah, remember, Comic Relief, the Doctor and Mandip Gill will be in it. Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill will be in a sketch for Comic Relief this Friday. See, that's a big question. I really don't want to think about it ending, but given the fact we've got so many long-running shows that are coming to an end right now, like Walking Dead's kissing it after this season, if I remember right. Supernatural's left after 15 years. And a lot of people are saying Doctor Who's dying. I'm like, come on, this show started again in its current incarnation in 2005. It's 2021 and it's still here. And as I told these guys before, if the BBC thought that Doctor Who was failing, if the BBC thought that Doctor Who was not worth the effort and it was losing viewers and all that, they would have just took the year off, diverted the money for the budget into something else because of COVID. They had a legitimate excuse to say, we're skipping this year because of COVID. But they didn't, did they? And that really shows me that, what do you call it? No, don't bring up Ghost Clara. No. I'm finally rid of that thing. It cost me 2 priests, a rabbi, and a witch doctor. It involved a ceremony with a bloodhound and a Ouija board. No. And not that rabbi who's out there shouting, oh, God, we won't even talk about that rabbi. Oh, well. Well, Doctor Who, like I said, Walking Dead is getting the Daryl and Carol spinoff. I guess Fear the Walking Dead is going to be running for a while. And they were allegedly going to have those movies that involve what happened with Rick, Grimes after he, got helicoptered off. But I've heard nothing about that production at all. Don't pick on my Jodie cutout. I love her so much, but cardboard chafes me so. Yeah, guys, it's been over an hour, so I'm nerderotic. Are you kidding me? He'd run the thing through a wood chipper. You know what the saddest part is? He probably doesn't like her because, oh God, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. She's got a bigger penis than he does. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be rated PG. So everybody, I'm going to take off on out of here. Please have a great night. As I said, though, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS now is a Doctor Who channel. So run over there a YouTube channel. Go over there and check them out. Give them a subscribe. They're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers right now. They want to get up to, the partner status thing. So they got to have so many watchable hours and like 1,000 subscribers. And they're over halfway there. I think they're like 3/4 of the way there now. So go hop in with them. I have a lot of fun chatting with them and all that. Like I said, thanks to them, I've talked with so many great celebrities and all that, you know, besides the one, you know, I did on my own. Oh, well, I'm getting out of here. So take care, everyone. Remember, COVID's still out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, use sanitizer whenever you can. Stay in contact with your relatives, you know, call them up every now and then and say, hey, how you doing? And I'm getting on out of here. So take care, everyone.